Welcome back, comic book collectors and enthusiasts. My name is Brandon, and you're watching M.O.N.Comics. Welcome back, everyone, and happy Friday. Hope everyone had a great week. In this week's video, I don't have any mail to go over. I don't have any unboxings. I'm going to do a little something different. So when I started this channel, and in my description, I am going to explain what comics I like, how I collect, and where I get them from. And in the past few videos that I've made, I've had some people asking in the comments about Whatnot and how I shop on it, how I buy on it, how it works. So I wanted to use this video today to fulfill one of my goals when I started this channel, is to possibly help some collectors figure out how to get some comics if they live in the middle of nowhere like me, or they're not close to a local comic store. But before I start the video, I just wanted to give a little community tag to someone. So I did the 5 key books in my collection, and I tagged 4 people, and 2 people didn't want to participate, and that's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to give recognition to a newer YouTuber in the spirit of helping up-and-coming YouTubers with the 5 key book community tag, and just have him participate. His name is Ryan, the Colossus Collector. I'll put his landing page right there. And I really like his videos. He's only got a few out so far and some shorts, but he's got great camera presence. Really nice guy, collects a lot of similar stuff to me. He's up in Canada, so he doesn't have a lot of LCSs closest to him, and he uses Whatnot, eBay, Instagram. He kind of utilizes the same tools as I do to get comics. So Ryan, let's see the top 5 keys in your collection, and if you haven't checked out his channel yet, go check out the Colossus Collector and give him a follow. He's got a really cool Colossus soundbite at the beginning of his page, so I love that. It gets me amped. So Ryan, awesome to have you in the community, dude. Can't wait to see your books. So today, I want to talk a little bit about Whatnot. I know there are some big feelings when it comes to Whatnot within the comic book community, and I'm not here in this video to debate whether people like the app or not, nor will I debate it in the comments. I just want to talk about how I find it a useful tool to get comics into my collection and to meet new comic sellers, and also, to network within the community. So Whatnot is a few years old now, and I started buying on it probably like a year ago, but I was buying Magic the Gathering cards. Now, there is a close LGS to me, Games People Play, up in Oneida, New York. Shout out to Tim, great store. I like supporting when I can, but I just got out of Magic, so I'll have to go buy some other stuff for him. He does have some great retro video games, but it was really easy just to buy Magic packs on Whatnot and get them sent to me. And Magic is more, when you're buying packs, it's a gamble what you're going to get in those packs. So, there will be playable cards, but you're looking for big hits and stuff. So you really don't know what you're getting in the packs. Whereas with comics, you know what you're buying. It's not a surprise. The book's right there in front of you. But so I started with buying Magic, and then when I got back into comics, I shifted over, and you can go check out comics there. So Whatnot is a buying and selling app, and it's similar to eBay, except it's live sales. So you can download the app. I'll actually put my referral link in the description if anyone wants to try it out. And it can be, I guess, a little overwhelming if you've never gone into it, but I want to talk about kind of what it looks like when you go into it, how you can filter through stuff, and then how I found buying works best for me and might work good for other people too on there. So first of all, what I like about Whatnot. So what I like about Whatnot is there's just specifically comics that are, you can find anything from modern to silver to golden age, big keys, small books. You can find about anything. And, the seller's right there, unlike eBay, where, you might have to send the seller a message to inquire about condition, ask if the book's complete and stuff. It's not a live platform. eBay does have some checks and balances, which is great, if something goes wrong, and so does Whatnot. Whatnot holds their sellers accountable. And if, there's reviews and they have to ship within a certain amount of time. If you've sold under 1,000 items on Whatnot, you don't get paid until those pieces get delivered that you just sold. If you've sold over 1,000 items, then the payment goes through right when you print the label for the items you're selling. So it does encourage shippers, especially when they're starting out, or sellers, to get their product out faster to people so they can get paid quicker. And then it encourages the people over 1,000 sales to get it out because it shows their ship time in the customer review area. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So it is a nice third-party system of checks and balances. I've only had, in the past almost a year of being on there, had to return one book because when it got to me, the cover had fallen off, and you know, I didn't know if the seller knew this. I should have asked. That's something I learned, to ask about condition of older books. It very certainly could have come out in shipping, bumped around in the Gemini mailer. He securely packaged it, but you know, stuff can happen. So I reached out to him, the seller, and he immediately was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. It wasn't like that when I sent it. Maybe it wasn't." He's like, "But let's get the return process started." So you contact Whatnot. They ask to send some pictures. And then when they do figure out that they're going to give you a refund, it's pretty cool. They offered, you know, we'll give you 15% back on this purchase so you can keep the book, or you can just send the book back and get your full refund. I opted to send the book back and get my full refund because I don't want a page that the cover's detached on. I'm not going to put it back on. I could have displayed it. I just like to have the comics at least complete. You know, even if it's in a lower grade, it's complete. So I sent it back and I got my refund. So that was really nice. So I'm going to put some pictures up here. So when you first get into the Whatnot app, this is an example of the landing page. So it'll show you some featured sellers, some followed sellers. There's some options at the top, and you can kind of manage your whole settings from here. From there, you can search, and they sell everything from vintage clothing to jewelry to toys to comics to magic cards. So you can hit comics and manga, and then in there, it'll break it down even more. It'll say modern comics, golden age, bronze age, silver age, and comic art, just all the categories that they specialize in. So you'll see I click Silver Age here. And then once I've refined by Silver Age, I can start looking through, you know, the sellers and see what books they're selling. You can bookmark shows. So if you see some books in there that you might want to go buy, and it will, you know, alert you when the show pops up. You'll get a notification. So it's really nice to, you know, not have to worry about. It's kind of like eBay with a watch list, but you can watch the sellers. There are a couple of ways you can buy books on there. There's auctions. There are buy it nows, then there are giveaways. So sellers like to do some giveaways sometimes to give back to the people. Sometimes they're, you know, minor books, but sometimes they can be really good books if it's a successful seller. So with the auctions, you know, you can see what the book's going to start at. Sometimes the seller will have pictures in the book, in his description and auction page of what it's going to look like, so you can check it out there. And then there's also, you know, the buy it now feature, and you can go in there and they, you know, you might be able to negotiate price. It might say, you know, or firm on this. So that's just kind of an introduction to the app. And let me tell you how I've found success with buying on there. Like anything in life, have a plan. What are you collecting? Me, you know, for example, I'm trying to go through a Man-Thing run. I like collecting some Daredevil keys. I like collecting Fantastic Four kind of all over the place, but I'm a key collector. So if there are keys that I can see, you can click on a show and it'll show you what they're going to be selling. And maybe I'll see a Spider-Man key or a Iron Man key or you know, anything, Batman, you know, you name it. You can focus like that. Or, you know, like I'm trying to go up to Fantastic Four run sub 100, so I go in and I look for any of those. Once you have a plan of like what you want to collect, that will help you narrow down, you know, and help you obtain what you want. My next thing I try to do is stay focused when I'm going into a sale. You can absolutely go on there and buy a book because you think the cover looks cool, and you can, or you want to read the story. What you might just end up with is kind of like a hodgepodge of all over the place. So you might have DC books, and this is fine too if you want to do that. I just found this was a way that made it easy for me to you know, put my money towards stuff that I really wanted in my collection, and not having it being all over the place, kind of be more cohesive. So, you know, you can absolutely, like I said, buy anything that someone puts up, but if you stay focused and say, I'm just hunting for my Daredevil today, or I'm just hunting Fantastic Four, it'll help you definitely save some money in the long run, I feel. When you go into shows, a person will have a preview picture of the books. And so say I go in and I see Fantastic Four, you know, Silver Age Fantastic Four. If you click that show, sometimes in the little, there'll be an option down on the right, and you can click that and it'll show you what's for auction and what's for buy it now. Sometimes seller will show you what's for auction, and you can set a reminder bell on it and it will tell you when it's going up, or they might have the books in the buy it now. And when you see those, you sometimes will have condition, they'll have pictures of it. I tend to follow sellers and shop from people that have good couple pictures of their books in there that really take the time to show you, you know, what you'd be getting. And then they have their estimated grade. So maybe it's Fantastic Four number 50 3.0. Since the show, let's say the show is a couple days out, now you have time to go research. I try to shop on the weekend, so I have time to research throughout the week. Now I can go on, I have Cover Price. That's what I use for fair market value. I can go check on what a fair market value is, a 3.0 for that. Or if you don't have an app, you can go to eBay sold listings, and it'll kind of give you a gauge. So then you can see, what the most, you can decide what the most you want to pay for that book is. So if it's an auction setting and you go in there and you say, I'm going to pay for Silver Surfer 50, or sorry, Fantastic Four 50, and a 3.0 is 150 bucks. So that's based on fair market value of what you found and what you feel comfortable paying. So you can try to bid to that, and you might win it, or it might go over if someone wants a book a lot. But if it does go over what the fair market value is and what you felt comfortable paying, at least you didn't overpay for the book, and you feel good about it, and you've done your research, and it's still a win for you if you don't get the book. Sometimes we'll have that book in the buy it now, and maybe it's like 175 bucks. And sellers are completely fine. They're there to sell books. They're completely fine with you going in and saying, hey, would you take 150 for this? The worst they can say is no. And the best, you might end up with a book at fair market value that you're happy with for your collection. So I found that to be very helpful, and all the sellers have been great. A lot of these, even though I can't get to local comic shops that are kind of far away from me, a lot of these are small shops in different areas of the country. I use Maximum Distractions as a great example in Chicago. When he starts up a show, he says, throw me requests. I'll go look through my long boxes. And he'll literally make notes and go look through his long boxes. So you're still indirectly supporting an LCS. Another good tip I would say is don't overpay unless you really want a book. So if you've done your research, the show's in a couple days, and you found some of the books that you wanted, Fantastic Four 50, again, we use that. If the fair market value for a 3.0 is 150, and you want to pay 175 or 200, that's on you. If you really want that book and need it for your run, then that's capitalism and free market economy. But I try not to overpay, and then I feel really good about the books that I'm getting into my collection. Whatnot has so many sellers, and I've tried to find a lot of the smaller sellers and focus on working with them. I've had great customer service ever since I started shopping on the app, and it's really nice. The tracking system is really nice on it. You can track your movement of your comic or your books or whatever you buy throughout the process. There's messaging options, so you can talk to sellers and see when they might have a sale coming up. It's just a really fun place. If you don't get caught up in the ease of hitting an auction button and overpaying and not kind of follow, you can choose to follow these guidelines. This is what worked for me. Do whatever works for you. It's your money. Spend it however you want. Collect what you want. If you see a book and you love it and you want to pay a little more for it, that's fine. Sometimes you will find books that fair market value might be $100, might be going for 50, and you'll get a deal. And hopefully the seller makes it up on the back end somewhere else. So just some tips that I wanted to put out there about how and why I shop on Whatnot. I hope you guys found this video informational. If you do shop on Whatnot, I know Ryan the Colossus Collector does, or some other YouTubers I meant to do, leave me a comment with what your experience has been on it. Again, I'm not trying to debate whether or not the comic community likes it. Just let me know, if you've had a good experience on there, if you've gotten some good books, if you've been able to build your collection. And remember to go check out Ryan the Colossus Collector. He's going to show off his 5 favorite keys. And I'm going to put a little picture up here. This is from my first YouTube video, the introduction of M.O.N.Comics. I've been working really hard at not only learning how to edit and fix these videos and make them as good as I can without much knowledge of this stuff, but I've been working on my display behind me. So I've still got some work to do over here, but I'm very happy with how it's coming together, and it just shows I think this is like my 13th video, what you can, do if you just keep focusing. So anyone just starting out there, keep going, keep it up. There's some awesome new creators. Another one you should check out is M.O.N.Comics, young gentleman who's got into YouTube. He's collecting some fantastic books. He's collecting what he likes. Just go check out his videos. And Ryan, definitely go follow Alex the Comic Hoarder and the Comic-Holics. They are doing a giveaway for the five top keys in your collection community tag video. They're the ones that started this, and they will enter you in a giveaway if you go follow them and show them you've participated. So next week, I've got my CGC most recent submission has shipped. I have not looked at the grades. It's going to be my first complete total blind unboxing. I am psyched. So that should be here like Tuesday-ish, and I'll make the video Wednesday, do my edits, and it'll drop next Friday. And then I've got some other great books. I got a couple in the mail, not enough to facilitate a video, but I will be building up for some of that. So got some good content coming up. I hope you all have a great weekend. Happy Easter. Stay safe and keep reading comics.